This is REF, and welcome to the penalty box. Today, I have a very special guest. He is none other than senior referee at BWC, Waylon Alexander. Waylon, welcome to the penalty box.
Well, thank you very much, REF. It's a really great pleasure for me to be on your show. I've heard some really good things about the penalty box.
Well, Mr. Alexander, I am glad you are on the penalty box. Now, I have a question which I would like to know, and which all the people in the audience would like to know. But how did you become a referee here at BWC?
So, how did I become the senior referee at BWC? Well, that's actually that's kind of an interesting little story. I started BWC about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, and I had met Jimmy Valiant at a show, and I had no idea he even had a school here in Virginia, in Shawsville. But I remember telling him when I met him, when I was getting his autograph, I said, you know what, I'll come by the school and take a look and see what it is, what it's all about. And I remember visiting there with my wife, and then the Sunday after graduation, I joined up. And that's kind of how it happened.
So, Mr. Alexander, are you saying that you became senior referee because there are no other referees at BWC? Is this correct?
Well, yeah, that is correct, REF. But I do think that Boogie Woogie would have had the confidence in me anyway, regardless whether or not there were other referees at the school. So I'm doing the best I can. You know, I've made mistakes along the way and all that, but I'm working hard. I want to be the best referee I can. And again, we'll just kind of see what happens down the road.
I see, Mr. Alexander. Well, I tell you what, why don't we talk about the issues that have come up between Big Mike Mars and Belly Koga, and let's also discuss the blunder you made, that match that you officiated between Mars and Koga.
What blunder are you referring to?
Okay, Mr. Alexander. Now, I gotta specifically ask you, in that last match you officiated between Mars and Koga, how could you not see Captain Joe holding down the feet and the legs of Mr. Koga while Mars was pinning him? How could you miss such an infraction?
Well, just let me say this, REF. As a referee, and anyone who's been a referee in professional wrestling knows that our eyes can't be everywhere at any point during a match. Sometimes we miss things. But as a referee, I try to have my eyes pretty much on everything that's going on. Now, in regards to what you're talking about, that blunder, I didn't see anything. My eyes were on making that pinfall, counting to 1, 2, 3. And you know what? When you talk about being perfect, I know I'm not perfect, but then again, neither are you.
What do you mean, Mr. Alexander? What are you talking about?
Well, REF, what I'm talking about in regards to nobody's perfect, and I said you're not perfect either, is if you recall the match that you had with, that you officiated between Mike Mars and Bellamy Koga, did Mike Mars or did he not give Bellamy Koga a low blow that you just happened to miss, which was very apparent to everyone? What do you have to say about that?
Mr. Alexander, I really don't appreciate you trying to create controversy on my show. There was nothing wrong with my officiating in a match between Koga and Mars. The better man won in this case, and the better man was Mike Mars.
Look, REF, I'm not trying to get you upset. This is your show. I'm certainly not trying to create any controversy, but I just gotta tell you, I call him like I see him.
You know what I think is going on, Mr. Alexander? I think BWC is getting run right into the ground. I think Commissioner Nightmare is doing a terrible job. I think what's happening is you've got Commissioner Nightmare, you've got this whole investigation that's going on about the injury with Jersey Cat, the controversy with Mike Mars, Captain Joe, and REF. I think what needs to happen, I think BWC needs to be run by somebody new. I think that new person should be REF. In fact, you know what I think, Mr. Alexander? I think this interview is over. Cut the video.
Wow, that's crazy. He just like got up and left. What's up with that? What's wrong with him?
You know, I have no idea. I mean, anyone who knows REF knows that he's, I think, a little nuts. I mean, he goes on these tirades for no reason whatsoever. I don't know what to make of him. He's starting to make me a little nervous. I think he's making everybody at BWC nervous too. I mean, this talk about wanting to run BWC, what's that all about? I think something's going on with him, and I think we all need to kind of be a little worried. So you better believe I'll be talking to Commissioner Nightmare really soon.